Good morning, my friends. How is everyone this morning? It's a beautiful day here in Windermere, Florida. That's Central Florida, Orlando, Florida, wherever you think of uh, us being. But beautiful day. It's in the 70s and should be getting to the 80s. And this is November the 10th. Tomorrow is Veterans Day or Remembrance Day. So before I even start, let me thank everyone who has served in the military or is serving in the military. And God bless you and thank you for your service. So anyway, I'm here with Jane. Jane is our second shoebox worm bin that is strictly just a little plastic worm bin. And her twin is Dick, and we did Dick yesterday. And the way we did Dick was we did all of our normal amendments, but we added these wonderful leaves that I picked up in Williamsburg. So we're going to have a little bit of a contest. Not much, pretty much the same. I mean, they're like twin bins. And so Jane is going to get something just a little bit different. And what I'm going to do here is start to take Jane apart, taking the coffee filter off. Now remember, we did Jane right before we left on vacation, so it's just been just over 3 weeks. We got back and we were doing some other things, but now Dick was just fine, and he was really nice and puffy and, whoops, excuse me, I just knocked you over there. But should be an avocado pit right about here, right there. Yep, did the same thing on one as we did the other. And we're going to give it a little tap. We're going to see if we can get anybody to come out and play. Come on, guys. There we go. See if there's anybody in there. I see some yellow tails. There we go. Oops, somebody hanging over my finger. A little lively little soul. And it feels chilly. Isn't that funny? They look like they're moving right along. Very active. Giving me a little kick back there as I'm trying to move them. And you know what we did yesterday? Took this empty avocado pit and put in just a little bit of food in with it. Kind of give it a refill. And then put our worms right back on it. There you are. Whoa, thanks, Mom. You make the best banana splits. Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. There you go. Go back there, little guy. There, so let's just give it a little fluff. I like using these little forks. They don't seem as damaging, and I can kind of control it. This is really a small system, so you really have to be kind of careful what you're doing. And I think this is a great starter if you've got a class project. If you're a teacher and you say, well, we're going to do a little science project, or do a little friendly earth project, or do a community project, and could everybody in the first row or anybody in the first row bring your banana peels to work to school with you? Or if you're having an apple, could you save the core, and we'll do that? Or let's see, whatever. Bring your toilet rolls from home. Ask your parents. Those little things. Just little. And we'll shred some paper, or we'll tear up some paper, or somebody's. Well, I don't want to say somebody's got the tissue. That's probably not a good idea for children. Let's not pass around those colds. Things I don't mind doing at my own house. I If I'm in a community, I probably wouldn't be doing that. But yeah, I can see some nice sized worms in every forkful. Every forkful seems to have it. They haven't really gotten into the shred, but I don't see any food left behind. That looks like a leaf. Okay, so we've done this side. Let's take up our little avocado here. Or as our friend Patrick says, avocondo. Patrick's over at Vermiculture, Learn by Doing. And he's one of the channels I watch faithfully, along with Sandra at Nana's Worms and Garden, and Jane at Rockin' Worms. Who else do we have? Gary up in Gandor in Newfoundland. He's GBL, the Old Church 5-acre homestead. Nick the gardener in England. Steve in the garden, he's in Illinois. AJ is out in, help me AJ, are you Indiana? It's amazing. I get up in the mornings now and I just start watching YouTube channels because I've acquired so many friends that I want to keep track of. We have another friend, Cher, does a vlog down under, and she's in, as you might guess, Australia, and they're already starting to talk about it getting hot as we're talking about it finally getting cool. So, okay, alrighty. Now we're gonna put our avocado back where we found it. Okay, we're going to put that right over there. And then cover it up a little bit. Let them work on it again. It will take months for them to work on that shell. And I don't blame them. If I had other good things to eat, I don't think I would be going after that crusty shell anyway. Alright, so now we have this apart. Have a nice little, almost, you're making almost like a little bed for them. I would guess we have a few hundred worms in there. It might be 500. You know, it surprises me because I'll go ahead and count them and I've got 1,000 and you go, oh, how the heck did that happen? So I'm just going to put just a little bit more bedding in there because I'm going to be putting this down that's real juicy. And the other thing I mentioned was that Jack, we used the leaves from Williamsburg on my vacation, and they were these are maple leaves. They're not red maple, but boy, they sure were red whenever I picked them up. So you can see, you know, photosynthesis and how they dry. These are my elm tree drake elm leaves that I just picked up this morning from my driveway. And so I probably put maybe about a good dozen of these leaves in Dick. And so I'm going to put just a handful in Jane of these little leaves. Let's see which goes first, shall we? And then to that I'm going to add, this was mustard greens that my neighbor brought over, and these are just the ribs from it, you know, those kind of stocky part that nobody wants to eat because it doesn't break down as well as the actual leaf portion. So then I froze them a couple times because I got sidetracked and I never thawed it out once, and they sat out, and then I had to thaw it out again. So this has been sitting out for quite a while, and this is quite a bit for these little guys, but it's pretty much broken down already. I'm going to put some of that liquid in there. Maybe I won't give it all to them. I think that's plenty. And maybe a few more leaves over top of it just to help absorb that. I don't want it going anaerobic on me. Anaerobic minus air. Anaerobic is, it's so wet, it smushed all the air out of it, and now what happens? It stinks. So remembering that, we want to keep it healthy with some air, aerobic. So to that, I'm going to add some ground up cornmeal and Mother's Oats, Quaker's Oats, however, anybody's oats. I don't like to add a lot because then this will clump, but with these leaves that will help. And then I'm going to add some eggshell. And I started using, I told you this yesterday, I started using some brown eggs, and they're so pretty because they're brown on the outside and white on the inside. So whenever you make, I pulverize mine so that it has more surface to it and it will break down faster. But it's brown on one side and white on the other, so it gets this really pretty look to it. It's silly, but I take joy in these little things. Do what makes you happy. You're going to be here for a while. You might as well. Alright, so we've done food, grit, we've done oatmeal. Oops, wait, we have one more thing. How about some coffee grounds? Coffee grounds aren't grit, but they are a food. So, there you go. And it's going to make a nice, pretty surface. I like that. There we go. All right, and I might just add just a little bit more, just in case this seems like it's too wet. And then I'm going to add their topper back on, which was just this coffee filter. And that's going to be it. I'm not coming back here for a few weeks again. I'll be right around the 1st of December. And I think this is only the 3rd feeding since I started this again. So we'll see how Jane does and have just a little friendly competition between her and her twin brother, Dick. So tell me who you're rooting for, and I'll tell you who came through the finish line first. I'm voting for Jane. What do you say? All right, everybody. Take care. I didn't mean for this to get so long, but I hope everybody has a great day. And thanks again for stopping by and watching. And maybe you'll give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, that would be great. And I really appreciate everybody's support to my channel. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.